Let's dig into a question a lot of New Jersey families are asking. Why is my electric bill so high when I haven't even used more power? The truth is, your bill isn't just one number. It's really 5 bills rolled into one. Ever wonder what the supply charges on your New Jersey energy bill really mean? That's the part of your bill that covers the actual cost of producing the electricity you use, the generation itself. Your utility doesn't set those prices. They're based on market rates for power from different sources, like natural gas, nuclear, and renewables. When fuel prices rise or state policies change, supply charges can climb, even if your usage stays the same. So next time you look at your bill, remember, supply is what it costs to make the power, not deliver it. When you see delivery charges on your New Jersey energy bill, that's not the cost of making electricity. It's the cost of getting that power safely to your home or business. Delivery charges cover the poles, wires, maintenance, customer service, and emergency response that keep the system running 24/7 in every kind of weather. These rates are regulated by the state, meaning your utility can't raise them without approval from the state via the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. So while supply is what it costs to make electricity, delivery is what it takes to keep it flowing reliably to you and your home. Public policy charges are the state-mandated programs built into your energy bill. They fund clean energy, energy efficiency, and assistance programs for low-income families. They fund environmental initiatives that support New Jersey's long-term energy goals. These aren't utility profits. They're public programs required by state law and approved by regulators, and consumers are responsible for paying them. Taxes and fees on your New Jersey energy bill are state and local charges collected to fund government services. They're separate from supply and delivery, but a part of your bill that helps fund state efforts. So let's ask, why are all of these pieces climbing at once? Starting in 2016, New Jersey started importing electricity from the PJM grid. After a series of power plant retirements, the state has become even more dependent upon importing electricity from other states. The state hoped offshore wind would increase in-state electricity, but in 2023, Ørsted pulled out of what was to be the state's first offshore wind farm, blaming post-COVID supply chain problems and inflation. Today, New Jersey still has no credible plan for baseload power to meet growing demand and the added usage from building electrification, EVs, and AI. Instead, Trenton is betting heavily on intermittent wind and solar. The problem is, when the sun sets or the wind stalls, the grid still needs power. And right now, that means scrambling for imports and other expensive means. That's why bills keep spiking. Bottom line, these alternative energy sources are unproven and unreliable. So when we are short on supply, we pay more. Ultimately, the solution to New Jersey's electricity shortage is building additional baseload generating capacity from sources like natural gas and nuclear. When the world goes dark, nuclear power keeps the lights on. Day or night, rain or shine, it delivers steady, reliable energy when consumers need it most. While other sources depend on the weather, nuclear energy runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, quietly powering homes, hospitals, and entire communities. And it does it without the carbon emissions. That's because nuclear power is the energy that never sleeps, reliable, clean, and always on. As New Jersey plans for a stable energy future, natural gas is emerging as a key part of the solution. Abundant and widely available, natural gas provides reliable baseload power, keeping electricity flowing day and night, even when solar and wind aren't producing. By using natural gas strategically, New Jersey can help stabilize energy prices, protecting families and businesses from spikes while we transition to cleaner sources. Natural gas as part of a balanced, modern energy mix helps ensure a secure, affordable, and reliable electricity future for everyone in the Garden State. Natural gas and nuclear energy form the backbone of New Jersey's electricity. Together, they provide reliable 24/7 power at scale, helping to keep energy affordable for families and businesses. A strong energy foundation means lower bills and a more secure future for all New Jersey residents. As energy costs continue to rise across New Jersey, the pressure is on Trenton policymakers to take action. Experts say the state must look to reliable sources like nuclear and natural gas to stabilize the grid and protect consumers. Nuclear energy provides clean, steady power 24/7, while natural gas is abundant and flexible, able to meet demand even when renewable sources like wind and solar fluctuate. Together, they form a foundation for a stable, affordable energy supply. Policymakers should focus on policies that encourage investment in these reliable sources, streamline regulatory approvals, and support infrastructure upgrades, all steps that help control costs for families and businesses. Renewables can be integrated into this stable grid, but are not ready to take over. Spain and Portugal learned that the hard way. Without these moves, New Jersey risks price volatility, supply shortages, and economic strain. By embracing a balanced mix that includes nuclear and natural gas, the state can bring down bills while keeping the lights on for everyone. Because when it comes to energy, it's not just the cost, it's the unpredictability. With more reliable and abundant sources of energy, electric bills for your family can be stabilized. No more guessing if you'll be able to afford your next electric bill. This isn't just about energy, it's an affordability crisis. Energy costs drive everything. If power is unaffordable, the state's affordability crisis gets worse. When policy is done right, we see reliable, clean energy at predictable prices, investment in innovation, and reduced carbon emissions. Homes stay warm in winter, businesses stay productive, and communities thrive. But when policy goes wrong, the consequences hit hard. Unstable markets, skyrocketing prices, and energy shortages can ripple through households and businesses alike. The burden falls heaviest on families already struggling to make ends meet. Affordability becomes a real challenge. Poor planning can turn essential energy into a costly, unpredictable expense, impacting everything from schools to hospitals. Getting energy policy right is about more than kilowatts. It's about security, fairness, and a sustainable future we can rely on. Until New Jersey builds around nuclear and natural gas, bills will keep climbing. Base load first, everything else second.
Bulldozers, excavators, and cranes. Heavy machinery covers the lot of the Operating Engineers Training Center, Local 825 in Dayton, New Jersey. It's where 7,800 union members across New Jersey and Lower New York train before building local infrastructure.
We have everything almost soup to nuts that you would see in the construction industry. We teach everything here.
Greg Lullaby, a second-generation crane operator, now oversees the training center's operations.
We invest in training every year because what we do is so critical.
Before operating heavy equipment,
Pull it back to you nice and easy.
the trainees start here.
We start them out at certain basic skills.
It looks like a gaming arcade. Using state-of-the-art virtual reality simulators, training is key.
Different weather, different lighting, snow, wind.
Training at the center is free to a limited number of students chosen. It's competitive too. Costs are covered by a union members fund.
We have about 170 students now, and then we retrain. A big component of what we do is taking somebody like myself who may have been around 40 years, but the technology changed.
All students, both men and women, have to undergo OSHA safety training and get familiar with the heavy equipment. They told me practicing on the simulator gives them the confidence they need on the heavy hitters. These future operators are in high demand with major construction ramping up. Local 825 is bridging tradition and technology for a brighter future. Roxanne Evans, News 12.
Whether you're crawling through traffic on the turnpike, breezing through a roundabout, or dodging orange cones during a midnight paving project, New Jersey roads are anything but boring. But there's a method to the madness. In this video, we'll break down how our roads got here, who builds them, and why certain intersections get roundabouts while others get lights, and why so much of it happens at night. After World War II, New Jersey was growing, and fast. The traffic surge demanded new solutions. So in 1951, the state opened the New Jersey Turnpike, a straight-shot, limited-access toll road that spanned the state. It quickly became a vital artery for goods, commuters, and cross-country travelers. Hot on its heels was the Garden State Parkway, built to serve not just workers, but beach-bound vacationers. Scenic, tree-lined, and more suburban, it was designed for a different kind of travel experience. Together, these two roads transformed New Jersey into a commuter state and reshaped development around them. In 1956, President Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act, launching the interstate highway system. New Jersey became a crucial hub. I-95, I-80, I-78, I-287, and more connected the state to New York, Philadelphia, and beyond. These roads created economic opportunity and gave many the chance at the American dream. But they also sparked decades of suburban sprawl, congestion, and environmental strain. They made New Jersey one of the most heavily trafficked and densely paved states in the U.S. Traffic lights are everywhere in New Jersey. Over 6,000 signalized intersections control our busiest roads. They help manage turning movements, pedestrian crossings, and high volumes of vehicles. They're customizable and programmable, but they're not always efficient. Long red lights cause delays, and when drivers lose patience, crash risks go up, especially with left turns and red light running. That's why newer, safer alternatives are growing in popularity. Enter the modern roundabout, a circular intersection where traffic keeps moving. Vehicles yield as they enter and travel counterclockwise. Unlike older traffic circles, modern roundabouts are designed for low speeds and high safety. Roundabouts reduce injury crashes by up to 80%. They also improve traffic flow, eliminate the need for electricity, and are less costly to maintain over time. New Jersey has been quietly adding them to suburban and even rural areas. A road diet might sound like cutting back, but it's actually about redesign. A typical road diet reduces a 4-lane road to 2 travel lanes, adds a center turn lane, and introduces bike or pedestrian features. It works best where traffic volumes don't justify 4 lanes and where speeding or crashes are a concern. Cities like Montclair, Hoboken, and Asbury Park have adopted road diets to make streets calmer and more usable for everyone, not just drivers. While the road designs may come from traffic engineers, the hard work of building and maintaining them falls to people on the ground, especially operating engineers. These skilled union workers operate the machinery that lays asphalt, digs trenches, and builds the physical infrastructure we drive on. It's complex work. The most densely populated state in the country has a century and more of underground water, sewer, and natural gas pipelines to deal with, along with buried electrical cables and myriad environmental and land use regulations to deal with. A simple error can delay a project by months. Road paving is often done in the summer when warm temperatures help asphalt bind properly. Cold weather can crack or crumble pavement quickly, and it often happens at night to reduce traffic disruptions and improve worker safety. Night paving reduces the impact on commuters, businesses, and emergency services, but it's also about safety for workers and for drivers. Lower traffic volumes at night mean fewer close calls. Crews can close more lanes, work faster, and reduce their risk. Working at night requires additional generators to power large lighting systems and additional safety precautions to keep work crews and travelers safe. Still, it's dangerous work. Crews wear reflective gear, use flaggers and cones, and operate under strict safety protocols. In 2023 alone, over 800 work zone crashes were reported in New Jersey. Slowing down in work zones isn't just a courtesy, it saves lives. So why does one town get a roundabout and another a traffic signal? It comes down to data. Engineers look at traffic counts, crash records, pedestrian usage, and local input. Every solution is customized, and that's part of what makes New Jersey unique. There's no one-size-fits-all. Urban, suburban, coastal, and rural communities all have different needs. A smart road network adapts to serve all of them. But why are they always working on the roads? Asphalt typically lasts 10 to 15 years before requiring resurfacing or repaving. The lifespan is shortened due to traffic volume, winter freeze and thaw cycles, and heavy truckloads. In other words, New Jersey. And just like a sore tooth, postponing or delaying maintenance only makes things more expensive and painful. New Jersey is investing in complete streets, smart traffic systems, and multimodal corridors that support walking, biking, public transit, and electric vehicles. With infrastructure funding and new technology, the state is rethinking what roads should look like in the 21st century. So next time you're on the Parkway, looping through a roundabout, or waiting behind a paving crew, remember, there's planning, history, and hard work behind every inch of asphalt.
When union labor and contractors come together for one common goal, anything can be accomplished. ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative. We are the labor management fund for the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825. From Kingston to Cape May and from river to river, we're creating the opportunities that spawn real economic development and building the future. As members of the business community and chambers of commerce, we create the partnerships needed to collaborate success. As advocates, we shape the public policy in local town halls and state houses that protect our members and generate possibilities. We eliminate entry barriers that ensures our members are ready on day one for whatever work our contractors require. And as industry innovators, we develop grant programs to help our contractors compete in underrepresented market sectors. This is what the 21st century organized labor looks like. This is ELEC, building the infrastructure New York and Jersey relies on.
Every day, over 9 million people rely on New Jersey's vast system of roads and bridges to get to work, get to school, get to lunch, and appreciate the Garden State. But behind each trip, there is a deeper story about aging infrastructure, skilled labor, and the power of smart investment. By all metrics, New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the country. But did you know that the state's population has doubled since 1950? Or that the number of registered vehicles on New Jersey's roads has doubled since 1961? Or that the average bridge in New Jersey is a 57-year-old Gen Xer? Across the state, roads and bridges are deteriorating. There are over 80,000 lane miles of roads in the state. Over a third of New Jersey's roads are in poor condition, and hundreds of bridges are nearing or exceeding their intended lifespan. This affects everyone, causing delays, increasing costs, and putting public safety at risk. Fixing infrastructure before things get worse takes more than plans. It takes skilled and dedicated people. Operating engineers of Local 825 run the heavy machinery that powers every major project across New Jersey. Through union apprenticeships and rigorous training, they ensure every job is done safely and right the first time. They are the workforce rebuilding New Jersey, project by project, lane by lane, often working at night to minimize the impact on traffic. Municipalities are responsible for over 2/3 of roads in the state, and they rely upon a mix of federal, state, and local funding to maintain their roads. There's a chronic shortfall of funds. But in 2021, the federal government passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, unlocking billions for overdue infrastructure upgrades. New Jersey is receiving more than $12 billion over 5 years to modernize transportation systems and improve safety. One of the largest projects is the Newark Bay Bridge replacement, part of the New Jersey Turnpike rehabilitation near Newark and the ports, where congestion has grown dangerously out of control. The Newark Bay Bridge is similar in design to the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore Harbor that collapsed in 2024, but older, longer, and carries more daily traffic. The Turnpike Authority is investing over $10 billion to widen lanes, improve traffic flow, and support freight movement in one of the busiest industrial corridors on the East Coast. And the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act is funding projects throughout the state. These big infrastructure projects are challenging, but worth it. Expansion projects have proved greatly beneficial to New Jersey historically. Take, for example, the widening between Exit 6 and Exit 9. Once considered the most deadly road corridor in New Jersey, it now is a major economic driver for e-commerce and logistic headquarters. Now, businesses have access to nearly 61 million people living within 250 miles of this corridor, and traffic on even the busiest summer weekends gone. Skilled union labor ensures these multi-billion-dollar projects are built to last. Local 825 operating engineers bring experience, accountability, and training to every site. These careers offer strong wages, safety protections, and benefits, building not just infrastructure, but the middle class. Modern infrastructure touches every part of our lives: schools, hospitals, ports, homes. The Turnpike expansion will reduce congestion and emissions, helping goods and people move more efficiently. The new Newark Bay Bridge will support the economy and ensure safety for decades to come. And plans to widen the Turnpike in South Jersey from exits 1 to 4 will address a major traffic bottleneck. Every inch of progress, every commute shortened, every safe mile of road is being built by the hands of skilled union workers, trained to protect the public and the future. New Jersey, 9.8 million people packed into 8,700 square miles, relies on a vital yet often overlooked resource to power homes, businesses, and industries: natural gas. Natural gas plays a crucial role in the Garden State's energy mix, providing about 50% of the state's electricity and serving millions of households and businesses. Natural gas is used for cooking and heating in more than 70% of the homes in our state. It's no exaggeration to say that New Jersey's economy and quality of life are all built on natural gas infrastructure. The journey of natural gas begins deep beneath the Earth's surface, where it is extracted from natural gas wells. Once extracted, it's processed to remove impurities and transported through an intricate network of pipelines to ensure its safe delivery to homes and businesses. Natural gas can also be moved by tanker truck, rail car, or on water by barge. While these methods are productive, they are not as safe or efficient as using a pipeline. New Jersey is connected to a vast network of natural gas pipelines, with key interstate pipelines such as the Transco Pipeline, the TETCO Pipeline, and the Columbia Gas Pipeline. These pipelines link the state to larger natural gas reserves across the country. Underground pipelines are one of the safest ways of delivering energy, protected from storms and weather, rail derailments, and vehicle accidents. Pipelines run silently and safely through neighborhoods, state parks, wildlife management areas, and all the way to your home. Maintaining the safety and reliability of this infrastructure is essential. Engineers and technicians are constantly working to inspect, maintain, and upgrade pipelines. With billions invested in maintenance and safety, the state's natural gas network continues to meet the high demands of New Jersey's growing population. In fact, utilities are investing millions of dollars each year in advanced technologies that help monitor pipeline integrity. These investments ensure that systems are maintained to the highest safety standards and reduce the risk of leaks or disruptions. To ensure natural gas flows smoothly over long distances, compressor stations are strategically placed along pipelines. These stations help maintain pressure, allowing gas to travel thousands of miles safely from production areas to local distribution networks. Once the gas reaches New Jersey, it enters the local distribution systems that deliver it directly to homes and businesses. These distribution lines, which are typically smaller than the main pipelines, branch out across towns and neighborhoods. Utility companies like PSE&G, New Jersey Natural Gas, and South Jersey Industries play an essential role in this process. They manage the distribution network, ensuring that natural gas is available for consumers when they need it most, whether for heating during the winter or cooking on a stove. Natural gas appliances are common in New Jersey homes. From stoves to water heaters, these systems provide efficiency and reliability, helping to lower energy costs while reducing emissions compared to other fossil fuels. As New Jersey continues to invest and grow alternative but intermittent energy sources like wind and solar, natural gas will continue to play a key role in providing reliable power while supporting the efforts to reduce overall emissions. After Superstorm Sandy, Princeton University and Montclair State University both built microgrids that will allow the universities to continue to function during blackouts. These microgrids feature solar power backed up by natural gas generators. Communities and hospitals throughout the state are looking at similar solutions. And in an exciting development, New Jersey's natural gas utilities are also leading the way in integrating hydrogen into the natural gas system. Through a process called hydrogen blending, utilities are injecting hydrogen into existing pipelines, creating an even cleaner energy mix. Hydrogen, when blended with natural gas, can significantly reduce the carbon footprint of energy usage. The process involves mixing hydrogen with traditional natural gas to create a blend that further reduces greenhouse gas emissions while maintaining the reliability and efficiency of the system. Hydrogen blending is already being tested in parts of New Jersey. Utilities are continuing to research how different concentrations of hydrogen can be blended with natural gas to reduce emissions without compromising the safety or performance of appliances and infrastructure. And green hydrogen, produced using renewable energy, may play an important role in reducing the greenhouse gas emissions of the transportation and logistics industry, one of the largest and fastest growing industries in the state. This effort is part of New Jersey's broader strategy to create a low-carbon future. By blending hydrogen into the natural gas infrastructure, the state is taking meaningful steps to reach its environmental goals. With ongoing advancements in technology, the natural gas industry is constantly evolving. Utilities continue to invest in safety protocols, including real-time monitoring systems and advanced leak detection technologies, ensuring that New Jersey's natural gas infrastructure remains as safe and environmentally responsible as possible. According to the American Gas Association, only 1 in 650 gas customers will experience an outage in a given year, as opposed to 1 out of every 1 electric consumer. Also, collectively, the natural gas companies in New Jersey have invested tens of billions of dollars in infrastructure improvements and modernization in our state. Continued investment in modernization is critical. Over the next few years, New Jersey will see further improvements, including replacing aging pipelines, expanding the distribution network, and increasing the use of sustainable practices to reduce the carbon footprint of natural gas usage. As the demand for energy grows, New Jersey's natural gas infrastructure remains at the heart of powering homes, businesses, and industries across the state. New Jersey's natural gas infrastructure: reliable, resilient, affordable, and ready for the future.